Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very special e-rev cast. We just threw this together today as I found out that we have the team Netherlands playing against Team France in this European Nations Cup tournament. So, I myself am Justin Moosey, and I am co-casterless for this afternoon. I do have Nightcrawla on video, so we are very excited about that. And looks like we're about to ready up. So I'm just going to keep babbling while I announce everywhere that this is going live. If you guys have friends who like watching Left 4 Dead, tell them we're live. Tell them to watch this. We have some very exciting announcements at the end of the cast, so let's do this. Alright, I just posted on Steam forums that we are live. So we're just waiting on Mike to ready up. A little bit of a roster rundown. For the Netherlands, we have Suprep, Kiwi, Blue Label, and Cut Lullin. I'm not sure what I'm going to call that person. And for the Frenchies, we have Mala, Mike, Taz, and someone who apparently has decided that they want to remain nameless. So it's just a big empty box right there. I'm very, very excited. We're on dead air tonight, and we're on a very special Retablin config. It's standard hardcore configuration, but there are a few rules. You cannot pick up a hunting rifle until after the tank is dead. You must activate every single witch. And I believe there was one... Oh, there is no crouch glitching period, so we will not see any sick boomer rocket boom things. And I believe there was one more, I can't remember. So I'll just look like a fool, and I'll see it eventually. But the big ones are, you cannot have a hunting rifle until the tank is dead, which is fantastic. There's not going to be these, oh, I can't throw rocks with my tank. And also, this is going to be a 1 through 4, I believe. Let me ask the chat, or let me ask them real quick.
Come on, let's do it.
Just posted on the other Steam forums, and we are playing 1 through 4. So, again, I'm Justin Moosey here with e-rev TV. I'm casting alone today, it looks like, and we have a bot, Lewis. I'm curious as to what that's about. But we have the Team France as the survivors, so we're going to see what they do. How they play this map, if it's very similar to the Americans or if it's completely different. We'll find out here shortly. Looks like there was a disconnect, I believe. Yes, there was a disconnect, so we will have to wait very, very patiently. And Suprep is going for a reboot. So, again, everybody, tell your friends about this. Come on, I know this is very spontaneous, and you probably weren't ready for some Left 4 Dead today. But, well, get ready. Get excited. I want a ton of viewers, because I have such an exciting announcement at the end of this cast that you guys might just have an extra pair of pants around you in case you wet yourself because you're so excited. So, be ready for that. Dead Air is a campaign very, very well known for the high pounces. Unfortunately, the Hunter Man himself is not in here, and he's not co-casting. Hunter Man, if you're out there, I need a co-caster. But anyway, high pounces galore, and you know what, I'm going to take a 1-minute break and just check the last couple people I have for co-casters, because this is going to be a long, long game if I don't find a co-caster. Again, this is the European Nations Cup tournament. We are featuring the Netherlands against France, and I am just so excited to watch this. I wish I could just ask other people how excited they were, but I can't right now. So, we're just waiting very, very patiently for the 4th player to get in this game for the survivors. Looks like the infected are already getting set up. The Europeans, with their ready up config, they ready up, but once they're readied up, they wait until the survivors and infected teams are both all ready and all set up, so that You know, there's none of this, oh, let's run out before they can get set up. And then the infected just don't have an attack. Obviously, it doesn't matter as much for this map, but for map 3, it will be very, very fantastic, as well as map 4, because the infected have some time to actually set up. It's obviously more important for maps like No Mercy 3, where you want your hunters to set up for damage bounces. Or, I believe that's really the only one that's going to make a huge difference on it. I love the Euros. I used to do a lot of Euro casting, but I haven't been doing enough lately. I was supposed to be starting it up, but I was just never asked by the Euros.
Hey, that hurt!
So, well, we're just here. I had to pull some strings, but we're casting alongside the Frenchies. I believe it's L4Dcast.tv or something like that if you speak French. But I don't think any of these English viewers are going to be the French speakers. So, again, Netherlands versus France. Kind of difficult to get some war rooms. Well, the Team Netherlands has been so gracious as to say that they will speak English this entire time so that we can war room them. The French, I don't think they have enough English capacity, not to insult them or anything, but the French were not as excited to speak English. So we will only be showing you Team Netherlands War Room, or letting you listen to it, I should say. And looks like we have all 8 people in here and ready to go. So we'll be seeing survivors leave as soon as both teams say that they're ready. We have the infected saying R, survivors said R as well. So let's go, let's get this show on the road. Netherlands against France for Nation Cup tournament. And looks like we have both hunters spawned up, getting ready. They're probably going to do some pounces off the water tower for some 25s. This is looking very, very universal. We have a boomers set up on top of the building on the other side, though. So this, we may see all 4 survivors make their way down the ramp before this attack comes in. 100 Garland, we have survivors all making their way across the bridge. Boomer's got a good boom spot right now. Hunter's making their way in. Boomer coming for the boom. Boomer getting the 2-bag! We have no smoker spawning up. We have hunters going in, and Boomer is going to die last here. Looks like the smoker is not going to go in. So, some nice shutdown, actually. Very, very little chip happening with that 2-bag, and both hunters coming in very simultaneously. The France team really did that well. And we have the tank up. Tank is going to be controlled by Blue Label. Survivors are going to have a pretty easy run back. They're going to have a... Actually, looks like all 3 spawns. We have Smoker spawn, or getting ready to spawn up. Smoker spawned up. Boomer going for the boom. Booming on Lewis. Smoker going for the pull. Pulling Bill off the ramp. Bill is pulled off the ramp. We have the tank coming in on the boomed Lewis. He's going to completely demolish Lewis. Nice pounce on Zoe right there. Tank is doing a whole bunch of damage here to Lewis. One more punch and he is in cap. That's going to leave 2 survivors. Lewis, death punch! We have Tank coming up, punching Bill. Bill was got up by Zoe. Nice job by Zoe right there. And Tank is just going to chill with 5,000 HP. Nice job so far by the Netherlands, but excellent, excellent coordination by France to be able to not wipe there right away. Tank at 5,000 HP, has no spawns. He's just going to throw some rocks right here. The rock goes way over survivors' heads, and survivors are going to have to pressure this Tank just a little bit if they want any chance to survive this map. Tank dodging in and out, doing a little bit of juking, trying to take as little chip as possible. And Tank is getting up top right now. Survivors making their way back inside. We have, looks like 100 spawned up for support right now. Tank at 4,600 HP. Blue Label at 0% frustration. Passes it to Suprep. We are going to see a tri-cap with the Tank. This is so dangerous. If France can make it through this, they probably have this map. Right now we have the hunters making their way on. Tank is coming in as well. Survivors going in the safe room. Smoker getting the pull on Mala, but Tank punching Mala. Hunter skeeter right there. Smoker going for the pull. Smoker dead stopped. Nice job by France. France eating a rock. Mala does right there. And runs outside. Tank at half health right now. They're completely demolishing this Tank though. Tank has nowhere to go. He is just going for... He's getting juked so bad by Mala. Nice, nice dancing shoes right there. Mala finally getting punched. Tank is at 1,000 HP. Mala getting back to the other side. Does not get death punched. And Tank getting out with 248 HP. 4% health left. And survivors, great job. We are getting an F-pause though. And an immediate un-F-pause. Alright, the force pause happens again. And this looks like we had Bill crash and pop his pills. So the 60 HP survivor being taken control of by the AI. And immediately just goes, bleh, I'm popping my pills. This is so good by Team France. I've made fun of France so many times in my just general life, but France is really just proving that they are a great Left 4 Dead team right now. Being able to shut down a tri-cap plus a tank and only eating 2 punches and 1 rock to kill this tank. That is unbelievable. We're getting ready to unpause right now. And tank is going to wander around. They're probably going to send him AI. And Mala's going to cross this bridge after tank barely misses that rock. That would have been an awesome rock. Suprep is definitely going to be AI in this tank. Boomer drops in, booms on 1 survivor. Survivors are very split. Zoe comes, gets the clear on the Hunter, and Hunter going for scratches on Mala. Mala unable to kill that Hunter. We have Bill shooting the Hunter. Hunter is getting out, though. He has a chance to go for a DP. He's got to be at about, no HP. Hunter setting up, coming for a DP, it looks like. Hunter going for the DP. DP coming in. Nice! 25 on Bill! AI tank is making his way up. 42 HP. Zoe is going to shoot him once in the face, and he is dead. Survivors only have to deal with 1, maybe 2 more attacks to make it to the safe room. They're very, very split right now, and we have 3 spawns up for the infected. We have a smoker, a Hunter, and a boomer. So we're going to see 1 more Hunter. Boomer spawned up, going for the boom, maybe? No, boomer not going for the boom. Boomer's just going to sit up there. Survivors just need to go up there and take this boom, I think. Let the boom happen to all 3 of them. Oh, nice job by Mala! Wow, this French team is just unbelievable. We're going to see 1 last attack. It's going to be a last-second attempt at a quad, possibly. Smoker might go for a pullback on the last one. We have a Hunter drop down in the room. Both Hunters making their way in. Smoker spawned out. Smoker going for the pull. Smoker pulling Zoe. Hunter's coming in. Hunter landing on Mala. Mala cleared. Nice job. Hunter lands on the other one, and Zoe is still pulled up top, getting cleared very slowly. Zoe is finally cleared. We're going to see this boomer go for the boom, but we are going to see if France make it in with 3 survivors, barring some unbelievable boomer skills. Boomer getting the boom on 2 survivors. That is definitely a 2-bag, ladies and gentlemen. And survivors are going to make it in the safe room, and I'm going to take a sip of water. Nice job by the Team France, making it into the safe with 3 survivors. After that death punch, I thought it was all over, with 1 person hanging, but no, they did that perfectly, and aside from the death punch, they obviously did extremely well. Again, I am Justin Moosey Meyer, and we are casting the Left 4 Dead Nations Cup. It's run by Euros, for Euros, but we were lucky enough to be able to get in here. It's myself and our awesome video man, Nightcrawla. And people, if you have friends that you know like Left 4 Dead, get them in here, get them watching this. We have a very exciting announcement at the end of this cast, and you do not want to miss it. So, get this going. Survivors making their way slowly, shooting some common, and looks like I might have lined up a co-caster. So, after, I think I'll go ahead and get him in here right now. I'll just, have a little lull in the action. You guys can just enjoy our awesome cameraman's work.
Sounds like a freaking
We have Hunters coming in for some pounces. Nice dead stop right there by Francis. Double dead stops that Hunter. And I do have a co-caster lined up as soon as he gets his Ventrilo working, which we are in, of course, because we're funky here at e-rev TV. So survivors making their way very slowly. We have 1 Hunter dead, 1 Hunter bouncing around. Looks like the boomer is going to go for a very standard American boom. And maybe they're not even going to attack. Looks like they're going to hold for the tank. And I'm going to tab real quick and drag my friend down into Ventrilo. Hello, co-caster. Ladies and gentlemen, with me this afternoon, I have, of Team Latino Heat, Goose. How is it going, Goose?
doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm pretty fantastic. Nightcrawla, if you need, if we need some audio change, let me know that immediately. We have the tank up. We have Boomer going for the boom on one survivor. Let's see, Goose, I will send you this information in just a second. I can actually do that right now. So, we have all 4 survivors making it in. We did not see a death punch this time. Again, this is the Left 4 Dead Nations Cup.
Smoker.
And Goose, if you can turn up your Ventrilo some amount, that would be fantastic. Tank is being controlled by the no-name infected. Tank is pushing his way in right now. It looks like we have 2 hunters making their way in. This is the attempted quad cap. I lost my train of thought right there. We have the hunters going in. They're all shut down. Tank at 4,200 health, and he is not in a good spot right now. Going for a rock, and he's down to 3,700 health. He is alone in the safe room. For all 4 survivors, very, very little damage has been taken so far. Tank continuing to lose health. He's down to 3,000. And Tank is down to 1,500 health right now. He has no infected spawns. Going for a rock, missing the rock, and Tank is trying for a last-second punch. And this was a no-hitter. Netherlands really, really doing a great job fighting that tank. They have a 192 health bonus right now. So we have all 4 survivors crossing the bridge. Smoker going for the pull, getting the pull on Lewis. Hunter coming for a damage pounce, getting dead stop. Boomer coming, booming, and whiffing the boom.
Yo, thanks, man.
We may have to wait until in between maps to get Goose in, which is unfortunate, but I will do that as soon as possible. I will have to ask them in non-Left 4 Dead chat, because, well, that would be bad for all you trolls out there to get in this game. So we have all 4 survivors making it in. They have one last attack to fight off. They have a 191 health bonus. If they shut down this attack, this is an unbelievable health bonus. And even if they take 2 25s and Smoker pulls somebody into an alarm car, they're still finishing very, very well. Survivors all dropping down underneath, taking no risk right now. Looks like we have a standard attack setup. That is a boomer, correct? No, this is actually going to be a quad cap attempt. So one last chance. If this quad lands, well, then we have France in the lead. If this quad doesn't, then we're definitely going to have Netherlands in the lead. So Netherlands making their way out very slowly. We have the quad set up. We have no hunter spawned yet. 100 spawned, growling, and, well, survivors are baiting very, very, very hardcore. This is very reminiscent of the healthcare professionals. We have all 300 spawned up, though. Smoker's getting a spawn at the alarm car and waiting for the survivors to push forward just a little bit. And we have an F-pause. So F-pause happens, and looks like we're probably going to be changing server. Alright, they are definitely changing servers. So Goose, you're fine.
Alright. I got a quick question for you. I'm not sure if you know this or
what's
not,
up?
but is this the same Nations Cup that they used to hold for Unreal Tournament 2004?
I don't know. I will have to ask. I will try and get in contact with Thug. We have hunters coming, making their way in right now. 100 landing the pounds. 200 super late. We have the Smoker and Hunter landing in perfect synchronization. Hunter finally skeeted right there. 188 health bonus, and the Smoker going for a last second pull. Survivors making it in, and looks like they're going to have this 188. Smoker getting a pull, and no damage take. Nice job by the Netherlands, and we are going to be switching servers, I believe. Nightcrawla, I believe you have the ability to... I can send you the information without it going out there, or do I need to figure out a different way to send you information? Well, we should, be fine. Alright, so... looks like they are going to be switching servers. They're going to be making a lobby. So, Goose, I'm
Yes,
very
sir.
very thankful that you showed up for this. I was going to start struggling really bad. It's been so action packed already.
I
And
don't know how much
well,
help I'm gonna be.
you know what? If you can just give me a chance to sip my water and not just leave 5 hours of dead air, that's all I need, Goose. And you are the master of, I don't know, something. You can come up with what you're the master of. So, there are some sweet changes. They play on the Retoblin hardcore configuration, but tell me what you think of this. You're not allowed to pick up the honey rifle until after the tank is dead.
I actually like that. I think why not remove it altogether if that's the case? I don't know.
Oh, well, I think they also don't play finales, so I'm not sure. Maybe if we remove the honey rifle, then all the finales would be exciting again for vanilla or for our version of Left 4 Dead. But I think we're probably heading more towards the European way of doing it, as we've always followed them, and we'll probably start playing 1 through 4. We
Yeah,
have
I
a
definitely see that happening.
So Goose, we're not going to tell the people what my announcement is at the end of this cast, but you're a part of it. Tell me, should these people be excited for it? You know what it is.
Yeah, I would definitely be excited for it.
So we will do some announcing at the end of this cast. Right now we're waiting for people to switch servers. So Goose. Also, they have to deal with everyone. How's that sound?
That sounds fine. You don't really see many teams in America skipping witches that often, so it's not really that big of a problem. But it is nice to actually have to deal with it.
Nightcrawla, do you have Goose at a good level? We have this nice break right here. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out a way to get you the password for the server when without having to spoil it for everybody. We'll figure that out as it comes.
If you put it in your comment, he can look on his other monitor and type it in. When it's anonymous, those little stars show up instead, and you could just put the IP in the connect line.
Yeah, you are on two monitors, correct, Nightcrawla? Nope. All right.
Oh.
Actually, I think we'll be able to connect, and then they can add the password, so that would be fine. Waiting very, very patiently for them to give me the info. Alright, gents, if you would like to join on me, that would be fantastic as we get this ready. Alright, sorry about all the issues, ladies and gentlemen. They were just having some major problems with the ping on the server. But with a 188 health bonus, that's a very high SIVO score. And we're on hardcore Retoblin mod, so Goose, have you ever seen a 188? Have you ever seen anything higher than that on Dead Air 1?
Not on Dead Air 1, no, but I actually have gotten a 188 on No Mercy 4, but No Mercy 4 is a lot easier than Dead Air 1, so that's pretty impressive.
It is. It's really just all about, if you can shut down the spawns when the tank comes in, because there's so much room to juke the tank on Dead Air 1 on No Mercy 4 that it doesn't matter. But if those spawns come in, then the tank suddenly gets very, very fearsome. Oh dear, Nightcrawla, did you not get in? Alright, sorry about the, okay, so the password I can actually give out as they're going to change it immediately. So Nightcrawla, I will send this to you on Steam. because I'm too lazy to send it to wherever else you were trying to tell me to. So, again, Goose, we are watching the Alfred Nations Cup. We have Netherlands against France. And France, I'll give you a little rundown. They got somebody pulled off on the run back on the bridge. Somebody got death punched. They were able to get the person up who was hanging on the bridge. They survived a tri-capped attempt with the tank and made it in with like a 40 health bonus or something like that.
Alright.
Nightcrawla, are you connecting? Sorry about the delay again, ladies and gentlemen. I, of course, am Justin Moosey Meyer. With me, I have Art, also known as Goose, from Latino Heat fame, the winners of the SEVO tournament, looking very, very good in the ID League tournament. And they're coming back for SEVO too, I guarantee you.
Yes, sir.
So we're just waiting for Nightcrawla to connect, and then we'll be going live. We have the Netherlands as a survivor team, and France as the infected. And so, Goose, you're on a team with the Hunter Man, clearly, obviously. So does that mean that you guys constantly have to set up attacks around him going for damage bounce?
Not really. A lot of the attacks give you an opportunity for a damage pounce, but when they don't, he's not looking to find a way to get one in there.
Looks like... alright, I will give you the IP.
I got a question for you. Is this a bracket-style tournament or a round-robin?
I am unsure. I believe that it is a bracket style, but I'm not sure. We have a Hunter coming for a DP. I'll just have to do a little radio for you guys right now. The Hunter is shut down. Another Hunter coming for a DP and getting shot a lot. He's not dead, though. Hunter finally dying. Boomer getting a boom on 2. Survivors have not crossed the fence yet. And we have a Smoker up in the window looking like he wants to go for the death pull. We have Nightcrawla finally connected. So we should be good to go here as soon as he gets in. And here we have all 4 survivors making their way across. And there has been such little damage. The Smoker actually took 4 or 5 pistol shots, it looks like. And again, another pistol shot in the face. He's got to be at about, 60 to 70 health. Smoker taking 2 more pistol shots. He's just about dead. We have 2 survivors up top, and looks like we have a quad cap attempt. This is interesting. We have all 3 Hunters spawned up, and we have 1 up top waiting for everybody to come. We have Hunters making their way in right now. Smoker getting picked. Hunter's going for some damage, and nothing really happening off that Goose.
Yeah, Smoker was so chipped at that point, if they just had all 4 survivors looking at the window, they could easily taken down the Smoker and avoiding that quad cap.
Absolutely. Nice job by that. Tank is up. Survivors barely making it in the room. Francis almost got punched in the back, but he was able to survive. A reminder that we do not have access to the French war room, but for the Netherlands, when they are infected, we'll definitely go in their war room for this tank. Tank going, knocking out the door. We're going to see, looks like a standard attack happening with this tank. Tank pushing in right now. We have Hunter coming in. Boomer spawned up. Boomer going for the boom. Boomer booming on 1. Tank lining a... Was that a multi? I'm not sure. Going, punching a bunch of survivors. Getting stumbled by the Boomer, though. Tank down to 1500 HP. Going, nice multi right there. Got to punch Zoe once would be fantastic. Going for another punch. Punching Zoe. And Goose, that was a lot of damage, but nobody is bleeding after that. Oh, that is so unfortunate for the French.
Yeah, it's also really unfortunate that the Boomer stumbled the tank. He probably could have got an extra couple punches in there, maybe get a couple bleeders, but that's good damage nonetheless before the crescendo.
Absolutely. Smoker getting a fantastic pull out, though. Hunter with a nice cover, and Zoe is taking a bunch of damage from the Smoker. We have the first in cap of this map, and actually I believe it's the first in cap of the game. Boomer getting the nice barf bag, going, scratching another survivor down. Boomer almost booming Zoe out the window, and Goose, oh my mooses, or I'm going to say oh my gooses, courtesy of Xanath. That Boomer did some serious work, and we have Hunters going in for some scratches, it looks like. Hunters making their way in, landing, doing some nice damage to Suprep again, and wow, the Netherlands are just kind of falling apart after that tank.
Yeah, that's the risk you run when you have two survivors below 10 HP, but the survivors seem to be handling it pretty well, taking all things into consideration.
Smoker is bailing. Looks like he wants to try and set up for a death pull. Never mind. Yes, he is definitely going to. There is one spot that you can get a death pull. Smoker going for a pull! Pulling Zoe! And Zoe, barely hangs onto the edge! Such terrible luck for the French, but that's going to slow them down more. We have 2 hunters spawned up top. They're just going to growl and bide some time, waiting for the other infected to come up. I do not see them attacking here. We have, looks like 3 hunters coming for some damage pounces. Boomer coming and booming. 1, 2. That is definitely a 3-bag, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody is boomed except for Zoe. Boomer getting punched off the building. And I love listening to Boomer's Fall Goose. I don't know if it's easily my favorite sound in Left 4 Dead. So we have 2 survivors bleeding, 2 sets of pills remaining, and Kiwi is also slow. So the French really capitalizing, doing some nice damage, getting the excellent pull on Zoe. Did so much damage. And we have Smoker spawned up, going for a death pull right here. We have, looks like 3 hunters, or 2 hunters, Smoker going in, Hunter going for the damage pounce and getting skeeted. And wow, that is some excellent shutdowns by the Netherlands. And I'm not sure what these infected are doing anymore, Goose.
Yeah, at this point, I believe their spawns were still staggered from the in-cap pull, trying to get as much damage as possible there. I'm sure they're going to sync up for an attack down here soon.
I definitely hope so. We see 1, maybe 2 more attacks. If we get a good boom, we'll see 2 more attacks. Boomer spawned up, going for the boom, booming 2-bag right there. We will have all 3 spawns set up coming in, and looks like survivors are split. Nice barf bag now. Smoker going for the pull, but Hunter accidentally pounced it. That would have been so much damage. Smoker going for a pull again, and Smoker is cleared. All this Boomer horde is dissipating, and we'll see a last-second attack here, Goose. And, well, Netherlands, after they took infinite damage for really, I don't know, just splitting and some excellent attacks by the French, are pulling it back together. And they're at a 66 health bonus right now, with 2 survivors bleeding out and 2 sets of pills remaining. And Boomer went for the boom. Looks like we actually have the attack. These spawn timers seem really quick. Looks like hunters are making their way out. And in between, I'm definitely going to ask and see what spawn timer is set at. Because that definitely did not seem like a Rotavlin kind of spawn timer, Goose.
Yeah, I've been noticing the spawns seem to be coming in quicker and quicker.
Which is, it's so fantastic. We're going to see a standard attack. Smoker's on the alarm car. We have hunters making their way in. Boomer coming, booming. Proxy booms on 2. 3 damage pounds happening right there. Both hunters shut down immediately after that, though. 46 health bonus, and looks like they're going to make it in the safe room pretty much unharassed now, Goose. Except for starting the alarm car.
Yeah, short of the Smoker getting a pull here, nothing's going to stop them from entering the safe room with about a 39 health bonus.
I couldn't say anything right there. I live about 15 feet from a stoplight, and there was somebody with a motorcycle. And those motorcycle guys really enjoy making as much noise as possible. And I didn't want to put you guys through it, so I just kind of let some dead air happen.
No pun intended.
What? How could I have made that a pun? Looks like the spawn
They're
timer is
playing the
set at
map
a
dead air.
static 8. Oh, God, I love having you here, Goose. I'm so happy that I finally was able to get you on for a cat. I hope you're not too nervous. Shaking in your boots, your high heels, whatever you like to wear. So, we are going to see a standard attack, and Boomer is looking like he wants to set up top, so we're going to see a Smoker pulling the first one on top of the van. This is also known as a DPV strat. I know you're a big fan of the DPV strats.
I don't know how much luck these guys are going to have pulling off any DPV strats here.
Looks like Smoker did change where he wanted to go. We may see a Boomer rocket booming out of this window, and that would be super cute. I've never seen a Boomer rocket out that window, and it's really hard to rocket. Right there. Maybe they're setting up just holding for tank? I am so confused. Or they're just wandering around. That is definitely an option.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him hold for a tank here, as cutting them off from that room and getting them held up with a boom in there could be devastating to the Survivor team.
That is true, but I would have liked to see just an instant attack happening right then. And looks like Hunter is spawned up, making some noise. We have Smoker, we have everything spawned up but the Boomer. Boomer is setting up for the ladder boom, it looks like, so it's going to be similar to what we saw right away. We have Hunters making a bunch of noise. Smoker is definitely going to go for this death pull. I would love to see a death pull. I haven't seen one of these in forever. Hunter coming for a DP, barely missing that one. He obviously is not trained with the Hunter man. So we have Survivors finally looking like they want to make their way up. We have 2 baiting. Francis finally making his way up top. And 1, 2. Nice attempt, but a great ski right there by the no-name, who's actually switched his name to a bunch of underscores. And all 4 Survivors making it up top. We're going to see the Boomer and Smoker trying to cut them off of this room. Tank is now up, and let's head to the Netherlands war room.
Okay, I'm gonna boom from in here then.
Huh?
Okay.
Wait for kill is fine.
Yeah, just
You
get
might
in and
expect it, dude.
I'll boom them, don't worry. Just get in there and everything
He is
and I'll get the
expecting
boom.
it. Look at Lewis.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm going
just,
in.
As I say, I'll get the boom.
Okay, let's do this. I got him away from the door. Okay, there's your boom right there.
Get the unboom guys, they're gonna be stuck.
Yeah, just get the green one.
Just get him down, don't worry.
Nice.
Spread the
Yeah,
damage.
give it to him.
Oh, shame.
Nice.
I missed so much.
Let's bring it back here to e-rev, and man, I just love listening to the Europeans.
Ammo here.
I just can't help but laugh at some of these accents, but they did that was a very interesting Boomer spawn, Goose. I don't think I've ever seen that spawn actually happen.
Yeah,
We have a Smoker going for a death pull. Smoker barely missing that death pull, Goose. Boomer getting the boom on 3, and now we can talk about that tank.
It was definitely a very unique Boomer spawn. Tank did get a good spread of damage there, but unfortunately didn't get any bleeders during this crescendo, which is absolutely crucial to the setting the tone for the rest of this map.
I could not agree more. As Survivors in regular health, once they go in cap, they can just pop and everybody will be fast. And, well, if they don't get in capped, well, then their health bonus is just going to be astronomical. Looks like we are going to see a quad attempt, and I love these quads. We have 100 spawned up right now. We're not seeing any telephone pole spawns, which is my favorite spawn that I learned from the Euro. But the Smoker's in a great spot. He's going to be able to get an easy pull. We have 2 Survivors making their way up top, dropping down, and attacks coming in right now. We have 2 300s landing, 200s landing, excuse me, and oh, there's the quad cap, Goose! That Hunter bounced around forever, and Bill just had so much time to do something, but he just never did. Nice job by the Netherlands.
Yeah, that was a really nice quad cap. It's unfortunate Bill couldn't get it clear, but Last Hunter was missing his bounces and eventually got it. Do you know which team had the 800-point lead coming into this again?
Netherlands is now ahead by about 1,500 points, I believe.
Okay.
So, Goose, were you actually watching this cast prior?
No, I had just woken up.
Alright, well, I'm glad I was able to get you in here. And right now, I gotta tell you, I am super hungry. I was going to go get something to eat, and then I found out that there's a Eurocast, and I forced my foot in the door, and Goose, I was able to pop Eurocasting cherry, which is something I've been trying to do for so long.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, you sound super excited. Anyway, we've now had every member of Latino Heat casting with us on e-rev, except for the man that nobody will tolerate to cast, Nocturnal, also known as Gabe Miller. Yeah, that's right.
The hated hero.
His name out. The hated hero. There's a reason that he is hated so much, ladies and gentlemen. He is the best troll in Left 4 Dead, and I give you that with my... Well, you've probably watched some Eurocasts where Nocturnal has come and trolled me. Oh, what a fantastic human being he is. Oh my, Mala is pinging 300 right now. Everyone else in the server is sitting there with a ping. The highest ping is 56, but Mala, 295 ping. That's got to be difficult, Goose.
Yeah, I've never had the experience playing with that ping in a match. Thank God.
Oh, nice barf bag right now. We have hunters making their way in, barely missing their damage bounce. The smoker going for the pull. Pull getting cleared, and wow, that was some great shutdowns by the France team, except for the friendly fire that just happened to Mala. With the barf bag, Goose, I definitely thought that we were going to see some damage bounces happening right there.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see how they changed their attack styles with this quicker spawn timer. See a lot of hits going in instantly instead of waiting for choke points like by these windows or in other DP areas.
Well, that safe room is still a pretty tough choke point. And right now we have 3 hunters as well as the boomers, so this could be pretty fierce. We have Blue Label running out, shooting some commons. Looks like he jumps up top. I'm not sure why. That's some major separation for no reason. But this is some real Euro style. Anyway, we have, excuse me, all 3 hunters spawned up. Boomer coming, booming on 1 survivor. If they cap all the greens, that's fantastic. Nice skeet happening right there, though. Boomer getting the barf bag, and we'll see a possible quad attempt happening in about 18 seconds here, Goose. You're not Griffin. But that was... Oh, these Euros, I think, are better at this game than the Americans, as I see a hunter get skeeted almost every single attack. And there's no team, aside from Latino Heat, that can even come close to that I can think of.
I'm glad you brought up our team. Moosey. I was about to be very offended.
Well, I think that ID and Latino Heat are the best teams. We have Smokers going for the pull. Hunter's making their way in. Nice skeet right there. Another hunter making his way in, bouncing around, landing up top, doing a little bit of separation. Boomer getting the boom, and he's going to die last there, it looks like. But again, for the American teams, I think that Latino Heat and ID are the best. And I hope that we see them in the finals of the ID League tournament. We have the tank up. Tank is being controlled by Suprep, and this will probably be a long tank, especially because survivors do not have 2 pistols, and obviously they cannot have a hunting rifle. So tank is just hitting some dumpsters, and well, I don't think it's time for a war room, because this is going to be a very, very long, slow tank. We have hunters going around, Smoker going for a pull, pulling somebody completely far away. Hunter landing simultaneously, tank getting some rage back. That's all he got out of that. Smoker going for the pull, and Hunter, nice pounce on Zoe. A little bit of separation right there. But this is, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and let's just watch this tank go for some rocks. Nice rock there! Bill eating it in the face. But his ping is down to 125, so there's no excuse for eating that kind of rock. Tank is just chilling on the ladder. Survivors are going to do their best to block line of sight, and Tank is just going for rocks. This is a very, very, almost impossible spot to land rocks in when they're all sitting right there. And Tank is going to bring in a couple dumpsters. That dumpster is in a very, very, very good spot. Both of them are, actually. And survivors are going to push the tank, pressure him. Boomer spawned up, going for the boom. Booming just Lewis right there. Smoker going for a pull. Nice pull. France is getting in cap. Looks like he's going to die right here. We have Hunter pouncing around, and Smoker still has the pull. And Tank misses the dumpster punch right there. But there it is. One more punch after this, and this tank will have the kill on Francis. And Zoe somehow jumped on top of the dumpster and got in capped. So this looks like it's going to be a wipe here, Goose.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to see if there was an effective way to take this tank without a hunting rifle. And it seems like the Europeans have just as much trouble as we do finding a good strategy to take this tank.
Yeah, Boomer getting the 2 bag on the 2 remaining survivors, and this is pretty much it. So I'll take this time to tell everybody, if you're watching this cast and you're watching alone, get some friends in, get all your friends watching. We love having people watch our cast here at e-rev TV, and there is a very special bonus that we'll be announcing at the end of the cast here. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for that. It's going to be happening just after Map 4, as the Europeans do not play Map 5. And Netherlands is going to be the survivor team right here. But this announcement is something that you guys should all be super, super excited for. And looks like we're going to see another safe room attack here, Goose.
Yeah, it'll be
18
nice
second
to
spawn
see.
time.
be nice to see
Go
how
ahead.
the survivors shut this down, knowing all the boomer spawns that they just came from.
Yep, there was a very, very long period in the North American metagame where the boomer would plop himself right there, and you can arc it without getting popped, and the survivors are very good. Boomer going for the booming one survivor. Smoker going for a pull forward. Hunter's making a way in for some damage bounces. We see a dead stop and a near miss, or near miss, that's the word I'm looking for. Little bit more damage happening here to the Netherlands. Hunter coming in and getting skeeted again. That was obviously a very, very big team skeet. I wouldn't be surprised if he pressed his tab key and saw damage from all 4 survivors, which is always my favorite way to get skeeted. I don't know about you, Goose.
Absolutely.
I think team skeets are probably the best thing in Left 4 Dead. I think they're the best frag video material. I'm kidding, of course. We have Boomer dropping and getting the boom on 2 survivors. I'm not sure if we're going to see the Hunter or the Infected making their way in. Does not look like it. We've Hunter bouncing around, so we'll see a quad attempt. And I definitely can agree with this. I think take as many chances, as this tank is very, very difficult to fight, especially with our hunting rifle. And they only have 1 pistol per person. Goose, I think going for a quad here is a fantastic idea, but there is a boomer.
Yeah, knowing you can drag out the tank fight for a long period of time, definitely.
Boomer going, booming on 2. We have Smoker going for a pull. Pulling Francis, he might come out. No, it looks like he self-cleared himself, which, oh, that is the most frustrating thing ever. Francis getting pulled out again, and this time he is actually pulled out into the little bit of common. Survivors at a 182 health bonus. And we're going to see 1 more attack before the tank. I don't see any reason why they would save for the tank. So, Goose, walk us through how you... Actually, we'll have to wait for this next attack. But after this attack, I want you to immediately walk us through how Latino Heat will fight this. We have Boomer booming on 1-2 survivors. There's the Boomer stun getting the 3-bag. And we might see an attack, we might not. Infected changing their name. In the middle is Crescendo. And looks like they're going to save for a quad, so tell us now.
It's all about line-of-sighting the tank with the ability to still shut spawns down. If you're line-of-sighting in an area that gives a blind spot for a boom, that's no good. You have to be in an area where tank can't see you, but you can see incoming infected spawns.
Wow, that was put unbelievably well. We have 2 Hunters getting skeeted right there. Wow, these guys are so good. Obviously, 30 ping is a fantastic thing to have. We'd have to see. We need a American versus Europe LAN tournament so that everybody is playing on the exact same ping. That would be fantastic. Somebody with a lot of money, set that up. So, this is an interesting spot. Survivors holding underneath, and looks like they're running back now. Mala has passed the tank, and the tank is now being controlled. Taz. So we see a standard attack happening with this tank. Tank is going, moving in for some dumpsters. And the French really need to be able to wipe the Netherlands if they want a chance at winning this. We have the Boomer coming in and getting popped. Tank is pushing in, and I cannot agree with this tank. You should have gotten out a long time ago. Going for the dumpster, though. This could be a great dumpster. And, oh, dumpster narrowly missed his bill right there. And this tank is just losing so much health. We're going to have to see a miracle dumpster right here. Goose, these survivors are playing this unbelievably well.
Yeah, shutting down the spawns, tank committed, and in a way that he couldn't get out with taking a substantial amount of chip, which we just saw there. It'll be interesting to see how the survivors play the rest of this tank.
Another Boomer getting shut down right there, and this tank is in such bad position. We have all 4 survivors in the room. Tank whiffing the punch on Zoe, and Tank is dead now. Wow, a 179 after that tank is so difficult. That's more like... you know, I just gotta pick on the Hunter Man a little bit. That health bonus after that tank is kind of like getting the Hunter Man to not go for a DP for an entire campaign.
Is that rare?
It's... oh, maybe not that rare, but it's gotta be pretty tough. We have the Boomer spawn up getting the boom on 1 survivor. We have some nice splits right here. Looks like the Infected are not going to capitalize, and they're looking like they're going to hold for a quad, and they definitely do need to land a quad. I don't think that they can chip their way down to wiping the Survivor team without a tank. So we're just going to see probably 2 quad attempts this map. Fourth spawn is just about up right now, and it is another boomer. So it looks like they're going to spawn up and go for an actual attack here, Goose. And we have boomer getting the boom on 1, and looks like they're actually going to run away. So definitely holding for this quad, and I don't know. I like going for some attacks while I'm setting up the quad, so that you can at least do a little bit of damage. I'm not sure about you, Goose.
Yeah, it's tough at this point though. They haven't really been getting their quads all game. And as we saw during the crescendo, they kept getting boomers.
Yep. Another boomer right here. I would probably just sack the smoker and then sack the boomer to try and make the most possible quad attempt. But these hunters are probably going to go in for some DPs right here. So if we go hunter, smoker, boomer, that's our probably best chance to see a quad here. And these hunters just bouncing around, making as much noise, distracting as much as possible. We have boomer spawned up, going for a boom, trying the boomer bunny, but failing it. And, well, Survivor's just taking their sweet, sweet time down to a 174. And I really, really want the French to get a quad and land it, Goose.
Yeah, at this point, the only way they can see a chance at winning this is if they wipe them right here and then have an immaculate health bonus next map along with wiping them. That's the way we would see it close to being a tie game here.
We do have a quad here, Goose, and it looks like the squad is making its way in right now. We have hunters coming completely separated, and Honey Rifle picks a hunter out of the air. And, well, this hunter is just trying to scratch the car and scare the survivors into shooting it. And, well, so that is definitely going to be game right here, barring a... it's called a hitman on the 360, where you boom one and cap the rest, and the boom survivor just can't do anything. I saw one of those happen in Caper's video to Team ID, proving that even the best teams are not unbeatable, Goose. Except for Latino Heat, of course. Ooh, nice boomer bunny, bunnying all the way down the hallway, whiffing the boom though, so this game is definitely over. We're gonna see the Netherlands beating. Oh, nice attempt at the Hunter bunny hop. But we're going to see Netherlands winning in their match against France. France was playing so well at the beginning, but I'm not sure what it was. They might actually just be calling it right here. I'm not sure if they're going to play. We'll find out here in a second. Alright, they're definitely... No. Some people saying they're playing the fourth, some people saying they're not. So looks like, well, people are leaving? I'm not sure, Goose.
Yeah, I saw one of them leave at the end before the map switch there.
Well, you know what it's time for then?
The announcement.
It's time for a very, very, very exciting announcement. Everyone, I'm just going to babble a little bit before this announcement happens. So, if you have friends who are not watching this right now, get them in here now. In 2 minutes' time, I will be... Looks like we're just going to be seeing some Runfest. But in 2 minutes' time, I will be announcing our announcement. So, get your friends in here now. Get them watching e-rev TV, cast by Justin Moosey Meyer with co-caster Goose from Latino Heat, and of course our lovely, lovely video man, e-rev's own Nightcrawla, bringing you this astronomical quality. And, well, I just started spamming him in about 15 minutes before this cast. He wouldn't respond, so I started calling him on Steam. I tried bugging him in Vent, and then he finally came back, and he's like, sure, I'll cast. I love Left 4 Dead. So it looks like they're going to be getting their fourth back in here. But we're going to have an announcement in 1 minute's time, ladies and gentlemen. Get your friends in here. This is an awesome, awesome announcement. And if you're a fan of Left 4 Dead, you really, really want to know what this is. So get everybody in here. And Goose.
Yes, sir.
Scale of 1 to 10. You know what the announcement is. How excited would you be, even if you weren't a part of it?
If I knew what it was and I wasn't a part of it?
Yeah, say you... Just pretend for a second that you were... AF1. You know, not picking on AF1, but he just messaged me on Steam, so he's the only person in my head. How excited would you be?
I'd have to say a 10.
A 10. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know? You should be excited to know. Here at e-rev, on Sunday, the 27th, at I believe 6 o'clock Eastern, we will be seeing Latino Heat playing against ID in a show match, the first show match of Left 4 Dead, brought to you by NewGamesNinja.com. I'll say that again, NewGamesNinja.com. If you throw in a backslash and put L4D, you can see team bios. We're going to have a show match where the winning team of this show match will get $100. That's right. For no reason other than people love Left 4 Dead. $100 to the winning team. And not only that, we are going to be playing Death Toll maps 1 through 4. The loser of that campaign will... So we're not playing the finale on Death Toll. The loser of that campaign will choose the next map, the next campaign. We will be playing that map 1 through 4. So, and after that, if both teams win, and maybe we'll make them do it anyway because, well, $100 is $100. If both teams win one campaign, we will be seeing a 1 through 5 on the custom campaign, Suicide Blitz. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you have no idea what Suicide Blitz is, go look it up. Go load it up. It is so much fun. The maps are so long. They're so hard for the survivors. I'm expecting Whitefest on every single map because we're going to be playing on Retalbin Hardcore. And you know what? I think we may even throw in these special hunting rifle and witch laws that the Euros have created. But again, Latino Heat against ID League for $100 on Sunday the 27th. That is 8 days from now. We're going to be seeing so much Left 4 Dead. And if I can get him, I'm looking for a co-caster. If I can get him, we're going to have Xanath of Left 4 Dead fame co-casting. Otherwise, we will have to find somebody else who is awesome. Maybe I'll get the Hunter Man in here. Maybe we'll switch casters up. But again, we'll be spamming these links all over the place. ID against Latino Heat. $100 to the winning team. Best of 4, or it's a best of 3. 1 through 4 on Death Toll. 1 through 4 on Loser's Choice. And then 1 through 5 on Suicide Blitz. The most fun campaign that you could ever imagine. And Goose, I am so excited to be doing this. You've got to be excited to play in this. And I think it's just going to be one of the best days in Left 4 Dead history.
I'm really looking forward to playing.
So, Latino Heat has picked up Kaja. Do you know if it's going to be Kaja or Visceral playing as your guys' 4th on Sunday?
I think during the span of ID League, as of now, Kaja's going to be our starter.
Alright. So, have you guys done any practice on Suicide Blitz yet? Or are you going in kind of cold?
As of now, I haven't played it that much.
I assume you guys are going to be practicing the hell of it this upcoming week. As $100 is awesome.
Yeah, it might be tough with other teams wanting to practice the next match for ID League, and they're not really going to be... Well, it's in ID League. So yeah, we might be able to get some scrims in.
And it's very, very fun. You know, even if you have to play ID, you can just kind of play them and just figure out some choke points. You don't have to show them the strategies you're going to be using, but you can be like, oh, this would be a sick choke. I don't know. I'm so excited. And again, that's brought to you by NewGamesNinja.com/L4D. Vindexus is the owner of that, and he was bringing a bunch of show matches for StarCraft 2, but he loves Left 4 Dead so much. So, well, yeah, New Games Ninja is awesome. And I forgot one more thing that Euros do. They don't rush events. So, you know that Blood Harvest 2 Blood Harvest 2 Crescendo that's very, very long and boring? Well, you can't rush that. You can run up to the room. You know, we'll develop a rules page. I think I'll post some rules. I definitely want to do the no honey rifle until after the tank is dead, as I think that the tank has just already got it hard enough, and the honey rifle is so good against him. But Goose, can you tell me that link? Do you have it memorized yet?
News Ninja? No. I don't.
newgamesninja.com.
Okay.
We'll be posting this in the Steam forums. We'll be posting it in Steam, just everything including Steam. We'll be posting it on, I believe it's L4D Nation. We'll be posting it everywhere. Everyone, tell your friends, tell your family. Sunday the 27th, 6 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be seeing the two titans of Left 4 Dead battling it out for $100. And, sorry I haven't been talking too much about this game, but this is way more exciting than this game, which is already over.
Got a weapon here.
So, we will also be... I will accept some... how do I want to say that? I'm looking for a co-caster. If I can't find Xanath, I will be accepting community ideas as to who to have on... I can't even talk. As to who to have co-cast with me. Because that is so much time to cut, so much time to cast, and I need somebody here who can just take the throttle away and give me a little bit of a break. So if I can't get Xanath, well, you guys let me know who you want to see. We've had some awesome co-casters here. There might be some co-casters out there who I don't even know about who are fantastic. I can do some dry runs with people. So we'll be posting information about this all week. We'll be spamming it. Get on Twitter, get on Reddit. Yeah, I think we're even going to go Reddit. So go upvote at Reddit once it's posted. I'm sure Vindexus will post a Reddit link here within the next 24 hours, maybe 24 minutes if he's watching this cast. But Goose, I am so excited for this. I know I keep... It's like beating a horse to death, or beating a dead horse, excuse me. But this is... I don't know, I can't remember anything more exciting. I love watching teams play across multiple maps. I think it really shows which team is better with their stamina. You know, because if you play 3 scrims in a row, you're gonna be getting tired at some point. So the team that's playing the best on Suicide Blitz, if we get that far, which I think we may even have to do anyway, the team that gets to Suicide Blitz and plays Suicide Blitz the best is probably going to walk away with $100, because I definitely see the team splitting Death Toll and the loser's choice. It was going to be Blood Harvest, but maybe not.
Could always make it a best of 5 with Suicide Blitz being the 3rd map.
That's a lot of Left 4 Dead.
I know. I was joking.
You know, if this tournament's a smashing, if this show match is a smashing success, I know that there is more money in Left 4 Dead. I know that there are more people who are willing to put their money up to see their favorite teams battle. So if you guys can make this a fantastic tournament, you know, this is all about you guys. We'll cast it no matter if we have 1 viewer or 10,000. But the more viewers we have, the more people who, you know, just check out newgamesninja.com/L4D. It's just better for the community. It means more tournaments, more prizes, more fun, and, well, you wouldn't be watching if you didn't love Left 4 Dead. So, looks like Netherlands finally making their way to the safe room. This has been a very long, drawn-out Dead Air 4. I can't remember a longer one. But, well, I can't get off this. I'm so excited, Goose. One more time. I'll just say it one more time, and then I'll say it at the end of the cast. newgamesninja.com/L4D. Check it out. So, looks like we have the French as the survivor side. They know they can't win, but they're still going to play this map out. And we have a standard attack. Looks like Smoker's going to pull forward. Maybe he's going to wait and pull back. I don't know. There is a honey rifle already. I'm not sure how that works, if you're allowed that or not. Maybe you are because it's safe for him. Looks like they are not rocking the honey rifle anymore. It's 3 Uzis. Interesting. Actually, Goose, I was having a discussion with some people last night. Do you feel like the Uzi is a little underpowered?
Underpowered? Not during tank fights, but in general, maybe, because you don't see many people taking it outside of a tank fight, or for the purpose of a tank fight.
Right. The main reason I ask is, I was playing in a Well, we did a reverse pub stomp on some kids last night, and I picked up the assault rifle. And I know it's basically the exact same thing as the Uzi, it just does a little bit more damage. But I just had so much more fun with the assault rifle than I did with the Uzi, ever. And I'm just like, well, can we... If the Uzi got a little bit more ammo and its spread was not as bad, if it was more like the assault rifle spread, I think that it would just be a much more viable weapon. And we would see people taking it, even on maps like Death Toll 1, where you don't get... Excuse me. You don't get ammo. So that Uzi is just pretty much unplayable on Death Toll 1, which I think is not good for any gun to ever be unplayable.
Yeah, you gotta do that carefully though if you're giving buffs to survivors, which is already, you know, the easier of the two to play.
I understand, but maybe I'm thinking like if we did that and then limited shotguns to 3 or limited shotguns to 2. We have the attack coming in right now. The Boomer was shut down, Smoker shut down, Hunter skeeted on the wall by a bunch of Uzis. Poor guy. But I think the future of Left 4 Dead, you know, people are talking about removing pills, removing melees. I think that the shotgun is just a little too powerful, because you see a tank run in and you see him immediately lose a third of his health after everybody shoots 3 times. And that's... I feel like that's just not good.
Yeah, speaking of Uzis here, we have 4 survivors rocking 4 Uzis.
Yeah, that's what brought it up, because I saw 3 survivors. I didn't notice the 4th. But look how slow these clears are, because these Uzis, people just aren't used to them. They're so used to the 4 shotguns that they're running. And, well, I know personally, when I pick up the Uzi, I feel like I can just sit and shoot when somebody is pounced, when in reality I should be running up. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people, and people are just taking more damage. So maybe it's just a unfamiliarity with a Uzi, but I really haven't seen anybody who's actually good with it in the community.
Yeah, not many people take it exclusively. Might be a burden on your team if you're doing that.
We used to see MT2, which for a period was the best team in Left 4 Dead. They would rock a lot of Uzis. They would run 1, 2 Uzis at a time. We had the Boomer dying last here. But they would run a whole bunch of Uzis, and there was a reason that they were the best team. Like, they cleared those commons so well. They kept the Uzis very clear, and Uzis are way better at shutting down SI, I think. Obviously, they can't skeet very well, but I think that they're better overall. They can take out Boomers from wherever they are, and Smokers are really not a problem with Uzis. I don't know, maybe that's just me. We have the Boomer going, sacking himself, so we're going to set up for a quad. So, Goose, if you were going to see more balance changes to make it more difficult for survivors, what is the one thing that you would do?
Just one? I'd probably... Well, this is tough to pick one, because I have like 2 main ones that I would think would be
Okay,
good.
well, what are your 2 main ones?
Okay, at the beginning, you don't get your pills, you have to find them throughout the map, so it takes away a lot of the rushing. It makes you check for things like you used to check for TOVs and pipe bombs. And the second one would be make pills kind of heal like a med kit does, so you can't pop them mid-tank fight and be fast again.
Okay. Would you be wanting to do it like the Left 4 Dead 2, where you heal 10 health per second or something like that? Or would you prefer for it to be like you would actually have to stop and have a 2-second buff time, or 2-second cooldown to be able to use your pills?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I haven't really played with the 10-second or 10 health a second one. Played one scrim with it, and that's not really enough to evaluate it completely.
No, it's definitely not. We're just doing some theory here while we're waiting for this tank to come up. There's been such little chip and such little to talk about. So let's just continue with our talk of balance. Now, have you played the no melee?
No, I haven't, but I want to. I didn't even know there was something out like that.
I'm not sure if there's actually a config for it. I know people were talking about it. but something that everyone's just been doing is unbinding their mouse too. And I tell you, it is so much harder. Clearly it is, but like boomer hordes are unbelievably difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about removing melees, you have to do it. And I don't know if this is even possible, but keep your, 2 melees and then a cooldown is really 3 melees before you're fatigued. But have it so melees don't dead stop hunters. So you could still clear the common with the melee. You can still melee a hunter off the survivor and clear a smoker with a melee, but you can't dead stop.
That is something to think about. I feel like if you can't dead stop hunters, it really sucks. I can definitely attest to that, where you're right next to a smoker, but you have to reload. And you're like, oh, well, I can't actually, punch the smoker off the survivor. If there are any coders out there, if anyone could look into that, making it so that hunters just can't be dead stopped, I highly doubt that that's possible. That would be very, very difficult. But looks like we have Tank just going for some punches, and there's really not much to talk about anymore. The no melee is a lot of fun. It's very difficult, and rocket booms are pretty much impossible to deal with, especially with the crouch glitching rocket boomers that some people have mastered. Because, well, you can't melee the boomer, so you have to shoot him before he gets in. Otherwise, the boomer is going to boom on, 2-3 survivors. And that is so difficult. You just lead every attack with a boomer. It's 360 style. But it looks like this is actually going to be a wipe right here. Tank has somebody capped, and Smoker has a great pull on Zoe. Tank going for the cover, and I almost spilled water all over my keyboard, but I drank all my water, so we're good. So Goose, why don't you just talk about what's going on right now while I clean up this little bit of water that's spilled.
Well, Tank's sitting at about 25% of his health with only 2 survivors up. SI-wise, there's just a smoker. Tank's backing out, waiting for more SI support, as the 2 in-cap survivors are behind the area he's defending. And we're seeing a Hunter going for a pounce. See if he lands it. Tank misses his rock and dies to ground cover by the pistol. So it's not going to be a wipe, but we're seeing a lot of damage go down as Zoe does die and leaves the game.
Yep. Pulling a Moosey right there. Dying and just saying, I'm done. See ya. I can't stand finales right now, Goose. That's why if we remove the hunting rifle completely, that might be something that would make me not hate finales. But I can't stand them as they are. Like Dead Air and No Mercy are fine, but I can't stand the mindlessness that is Blood Harvest and Death Toll. I'm not sure if I'm alone in that.
Hopping in those rescue vehicles, the boat and the APC, whatever you want to call it, they're just completely dependent on where the tank spawns. It's not really skill-based at all. It's completely unfair.
Yeah, the thing that actually bothers me more about Blood Harvest is the tank is already at such a disadvantage, but the survivors all get out into the trees, and they have a hunting rifle, and it's just, you can't do anything as a tank. You have to get a good boom, otherwise you're just going to die.
Yeah,
I don't know, it really...
Tank
it bugs me, but...
rifles.
Yeah, we only have 2 survivors alive right now. So this looks like it's about done. So, reminder to everybody, I said this a million times, and I'm going to say it one more time for this cast. On Sunday, the 27th of March, that's in 8 days and 2 hours, at 1 hour, excuse me, at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 Central. I'm not sure what time the Euros are. We are having a Latino Heat against ID tournament. It's going to be a best of 3. People are going to play. They're going to play Death Toll maps 1 through 4, avoiding the finale. That's actually mostly just the time saver, so they're not playing for 5 hours. The loser of Death Toll will pick a map. They will play that map 1 through 4. And then if we go to a map 3, we will see a 1 through 5 on the custom campaign. Suicide Blitz. And Suicide Blitz is just a fantastic map. This is being brought to you by newgamesninja.com/L4D. And the winning team gets $100. So they don't have to do anything except play Left 4 Dead, and they're all going to walk away. Well, one team's going to walk away so much richer. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in for that in 8 days. We'll be posting it everywhere. You post everywhere. Make sure that these threads are getting bumped because this is going to be phenomenal. It'll be cast here on e-rev TV by myself, with our video man Nightcrawla, and a co-caster who is yet to be determined. I'm hoping for Xanath of Left 4 Dead 1 fame. So, Goose, do you have anything you would like to say before we are done with this cast?
Not really. Just like to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to cast, and the players for not kicking me out of the server.
Do you have any sponsors you need to shout out, or people that you would just like to say I love you to, or anything like that?
My team, of course.
Your team being Latino Heat. So, fantastic. For Goose and myself, I am Justin Moosey Meyer, and we will be seeing you guys maybe this week, but definitely on the 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So, everyone, you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday, and I'm going to go be a nerd and play some Left 4 Dead. We're out. Bye, guys.